Okay, this is another walking and talking. I'll get in the habit of just going right up here and picking a map before I start looking. We'll hammer this out. You know how I do. It's a very slow process for me. I'm not this. I want to do this, but I don't think I can walk and talk with whatever the hell is in this thing. So we're skipping that one. I think I've seen that before. I think I've seen this one before too. We'll do. Yeah, this is fine. He said before entering a kill box. Uh, let's see. Walking and talking. The question is, what about looking back at some of your favorite games of all time? Shit, that's a really good. There's a lot, so I don't know if there's even enough time in this video for something like that. Man, oh shit, that was kind of cool. Did you see how you like ragdoll for? It's kind of wild. All right, let's ferret out all these. Okay, just the one. Favorite games of all time. It's kind of a weird one in some regards. My fam, you know, we got a Nintendo, but that wasn't me. Shit, I don't know what that is. Oh, a bomber up there. How the hell? Huh. Spikes? Yeah. Probably need to do away with talking like I'm in someone else's space. Sorry. Focus. Can't with those. This is fun for me. I know it's going to seem frustrating, and it might be frustrating for you, me losing my thoughts mid-play, but this is fun because it's kind of pushing me and my limits, and I like getting better. And I think this will translate better to me handling many other things during my day-to-day. Really good games. I started with Sonic. That was kind of mine. I mean, I played Mario, but that wasn't like my game. The Christmas I got a Genesis and Sonic the Hedgehog and Bubsy. Dude, I still remember that Christmas. Fucking awesome. So cool. I was so excited. I ran down, plugged it all in, played it like a motherfucker. Like you wouldn't believe. And that probably really started it. I played Mario, and even the first Mario, like where there are two guys in like a sewer. It's like weird. But that was like my family's, not mine. So that's where it started. From Genesis, I really ran hard. The Battletoads, Earthworm Jim, got into pretty much. I loved Eternal Champions, and then Eternal Champions Challenge from the Dark Side. But my buddy at the time, Rob, who's the kindergarten friend of mine that I've known since then, he hated fighting games. So that was like my last big fighting game. We played Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat when that came out. My mom wouldn't let me get it because, you know, all the controversy and shit with the blood. She's not like a weird person. She's just one of those. It's like, I'm not going to fucking be cool with that, you know? I don't want to sell her as like some kind of, you know, tight ass, I guess, for lack of a better word. And that probably wasn't the correct one. She's just, she was being responsible with that. That was a good. I like that. But we'd go over to my buddy's, our neighbor's house, Rob and I, Mike, and he got it. His parents let him do it, so we played over there because that's what any kid does, by the way. If you end up having kids, that's what they're going to do. So, you know, you can restrict them, and that's cool. And, you know, you're like, that's fine, but not in my house. That's probably more accurate. The bombs, I thought so. But, you know, they're going to go over to their friend's house and play it. And I'm glad I did. It was awesome. And the blood was sweet, and the fatalities were cool. Played a little Street Fighter. Wasn't as good at that. Really wasn't good at MK either, but I did like it. Oh, man, that blew up more of his shit than I did. For Mortal Kombat, I got the PlayStation. Played the shit out of Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal was the first series Rob and I were like, man, we're playing this. And backing up General Chaos on Genesis, we played the shit out of that too. But Twisted Metal was when we really kind of, you know, Rob would be like, hey, you know, T2. Later, he'd call up and I'd be like, oh yeah. And he'd come over and we'd play Twisted Metal. And there's a lot, man. I mean, I played a majority of Sega Genesis games. You know, maybe not if you're counting like, you know, Japan and all those exclusives. But, you know, I'd go to like Family Video, Blockbuster, whatever, you know, equivalent video store. And if I saw something new, I'd get it. And I wonder, do I keep going? Like, onto another base. No, it's probably weird. I'm going to let him go. Was that a 10? Did I die? Okay. It was, yeah, he had some good ones, I guess. It was fun. And, yeah, it was fun. I got into Halo really hard with, I got an Xbox too. I skipped out an N64. Banjo-Kazooie and GoldenEye. Loved that. Played the shit out of those. Where did I go from there? PlayStation, I kind of rode for a while. Then I got into more shooters. Shooters are what I probably played the most of. But I also like simulators and stuff. I love like Civilization 6. I'll play the shit out of that. I don't even want to tell you how many hours I have on that on like Switch or whatever. Brink was great for one reason. That's because I met Sam. But it's something that sticks out in my head. The game is trash. It's not trash. AI is fucking bad. And so is the gameplay involving the AI. But the game itself is fun. We broke that. And you know, I met Sam through that. So that's always going to be up there. Gotham City Imposters is one I remember. That was kind of an arcade. And that shit was hilarious. We just wrecked on that. A lot of bad games I enjoy. So you might not know this, but well, you wouldn't. I love like bad movies and stuff. Sorry, I got water so my throat wouldn't dry up doing this. I'll watch bad movies. We have like a group that watches them, you know, whenever we can get together, and then we rate them. So like, you know, what was it? Couch Killer or something, or sofa serial killer. I don't know. It was like a sofa that came to life and killed people, like that kind of shit. And then we just laugh, and then we have like a running rating of everything, and we save it. And it's got, I mean, it's been going on for a long time. The Room is where we started with that. So I like the bad stuff. I'll play some jank. In fact, I'm gonna make a little playlist that I've been meaning to for a long time, just on the side, with starting with some of those games. And No Way Out is one of them, and they're down there in the video somewhere. I'll put it in there. But that shit was so fucking fun, man. It was so bad, like it's just so rough. And you'll see in the videos, at one point I'm laughing so hard I can't fucking breathe. So I like bad games that you probably would be like, what the hell? But those are the main ones. I would say if I had to like sum up each like system, it'd be NES, and it would be Super Mario 3 for that as the number one. And then what did I get next? Genesis. It was Sonic, General Chaos, Vector Man, Bubsy were like my favorite. Oh, Road Rash. Oh, fucking Road Rash. Yes. Road Rash, all of them. Great. Then I went to PlayStation. I played a lot of the Tenshus. Really liked the ninja ones. Getting those missions like 100%, I had a problem. And shit, if you go back at my achievements, I feel bad. Because I'd be like, I'm getting every single one. And it would be a whole fucking thing. I think I survived 3 days on, what's the one with the guys at the mall? He's a photographer, and there's zombies everywhere. It's like, fuck, it's not Dead Rising, is it? Maybe it is. Whatever that one is, where you like survive 3 in-game days, I fucking did that. And kill like 30,000 plus zombies by like running them. It was just a thing for me. Like I wanted to complete it, I guess, and be cool. Thank God I got away from that. That was a fucking chore, let me tell you. And don't care about any of my achievements. Really don't. I think I was complimented one time, and it was like some guy being like, you got all the achievements in Skyrim? It was just like on Xbox. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, wow. And that was it. And all the years they've been playing, it was one guy who's like, oh, cool. And like, so was it worth it? No, absolutely not. Don't do that, you know? And I broke a controller playing. Am I getting off topic? Yeah. What is the... Oh yeah, look back at my favorite games. So one of those, this is topical then, was Contra on the arcade. And this is just a little tidbit, fun story, I guess, for you, not so much for me. It was I got all the achievements except for one. It was bulletproof, and it was complete the game without dying. I played this fucking thing, I don't even know, 50 plus times. I knew the strat, I just needed to apply it, and I was applying it. Died, 3 times after getting really far. Got to the end boss, got really far. Never had the spread gun. Finally got the spread gun, was able to hang on to it because the power-up didn't fuck me over. Got to the boss. I'm killing it. I'm fucking hitting all my shots. I'm like, I'm going to get bulletproof. This is unbelievable. My fucking Xbox froze, and I was in shock for probably 5 seconds, then denial as I'm like, no, there's no way. I was just about to do it. And like I got so mad that I twisted my controller in my hand and like kind of snapped it a little bit. That was embarrassing. And then when it snapped, I was like, well, this thing's broken. I fucking threw it at a wall. It's stuck in there. I framed it, cut the cord, framed it. And I was like, you need to remember how much of an idiot you are. And I didn't, because I got mad at two other games at other points in time, and I ripped my pajama bottoms off my legs as I was sitting, which is a huge embarrassment and about as toddler as it gets. But I think that one was like, oh, I remember. It was Mafia 3, and I had a mission where I had to take this Don to a meetup, and it was yeah, Mafia 3. So it was like the 1920s where all of them are like Model T cars and they go a fucking max speed of 50 miles an hour. What a pain in the ass that was. So I picked this dumbass up like 4 times because he wouldn't move fast enough to get out. And every time I wasn't parked exactly on the goddamn sidewalk, he had trouble like navigating around a fucking fire hydrant. He gets in the car. I run this goddamn mission 8 times, fucking thing. And sorry, I'm still mad a little bit. And he's talking, doing the same fucking script the entire time. So you have to listen to that same conversation, which is a bummer. I remember it all like it's yesterday, and I'm so mad it's taking up space in what is an otherwise limited brain. But I'm driving. I'm doing good. I'm cutting all the corners because it's time based to get him to this stupid meeting before this guy thinks he's like a scrub and wants to kill him or something. And I pull up, and a fucking car materializes as I'm going up the U-shaped mansion driveway, and it just comes in. It wasn't anywhere. I cleared it. I looked left and right, and it materialized, and it's like a fucking milk truck or something. And I hit it. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And I hit the gas, and I'm just like pushing this milk truck up the fucking driveway. And the timer is like 10, 9. And I'm like, you fucking milk truck. And I'm getting up there. I push the milk truck into the circle I need to get in as it strikes 1, and it ends. And I fail. And I'm like, it's okay, it's okay. And nope, it wasn't. Ripped my pants right off. I grabbed them like near my thigh on both, and I just ripped upward, ripped them right off. Still don't know how I did that, but I managed to do it twice because I did it again. Sam could probably tell me when I did that, but yeah, this isn't for favorite games. Those are traumatizing games. I don't know why I brought that up, but those are the ones I remember. Arcade. That Xbox was Halo for sure, and PlayStation I had first. Then I went to Xbox because most of my friends were on that. I didn't really get into sports games. My brother always like played them, but I never was very good. My buddy Rob loved sports games. I had like Joe Montana football for a Sega CD, and you could like ask Joe like you know, ask Joe for advice, and he'd be like, you got to run a wide pass here, and block in the center and whatever, run a diversion, and Rob would always pick it, and I would know it, and I still couldn't fucking stop it, and he'd score a touchdown, and I'm like, okay. And then when it was my turn to ask Joe, he'd be like, I got nothing for you. It was like literally a line where he's like, I can't help, dude, or something like that. I was like, I only get one of those a game. Like, I got to look back because I feel like I might be misremembering. So if he didn't have a line that said, like, I can't help you, it was like I remember him not being able to help in whatever capacity that is. And I remember Rob laughing at whatever it was he said because he's like, that sucks. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? I saved you for like, the last quarter, and he wouldn't help. So I wasn't really big on the sports games as much, but I did have that. And those are really the only ones that really stand out for me. I got into PC a little bit just because there were like a lot of the Sims and stuff that I liked. And so that's kind of why I migrated to that. Plus, if you like video games, well, and I don't know if it's always going to be true, PC is really where you need to go to save money. The front end, it's expensive. Absolutely. When you buy a computer and you really want to play, you got to shell out. But you can upgrade the parts modularly. So one, it's easier to kind of like, upgrade as you go. And 2, the games are fucking cheap. I mean, if you're on console, it's really rough. And I will say you don't have as many hackers, right? Because I just don't think as many are on there. So that is a big plus. But they're still on there. You'll find them everywhere. But overall, the cost of the games is just so much more expensive. And if they're continuing on with the microtransactions and stuff, you really got to pick and choose. That's why this was awesome. I've gotten my value out of this tenfold. I probably would have paid more, honestly. And it's a game that has unbelievable bones. This is like diamond bones on this thing, this game. I see posts that are like, hey, this game's dying. Totally get where they're coming from. I think the team does need to put out some stuff here in a little bit, a little faster. But overall, this is going to be a cool game if they stick with it. And the community that is in here is awesome. So, like, you know, I see nothing but good things. But if it does, you know, as things do, you move on and whatever. So this would be one. This is iconic for me now. And it's so stupid. You know, it was like one day on Steam, I'm like, oh, Meet Your Maker. What's the deal? Didn't hear anything about it. Saw that it was like, oh, you make traps and people were, I was like, oh, fuck. That sounds like my favorite game ever. I knew it. I bought it on the spot and I played it and I was like, yeah, this is great. I love this. And then, you know, I think there are a lot of other people out there who feel the same. I mean, it's awesome. And I'm just shocked it took so long for them to kind of come up with this concept because it's great. And I got nothing but nice things to say. They need to accelerate it a little bit with what they're doing and getting out there and get those traps out there. You know, like appreciate the rope grab and drop mod, but you know, I'm going to need a little more than that. I hate to say that. And I don't want to be like, give me, you know, mine, give me more. But it is also like, I don't want you to lose out on what is a really great idea and concept because it's just rolling out a little slow. So I don't know. Really good, great question. Thanks for asking that. The one and only Floppy.